Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been a while since we've been back with the holidays and everything. Hope you guys had a safe and happy holiday, and your new year is starting off the way that you wanted it to. We got something a little bit different for you today. We are breaking into another one of my hobbies. Ryan has kind of gotten into it a little bit now himself, but we thought we would start sharing some knives with you guys. And the first one I want to do is one I have had for probably a good at least 6 months, I would say, and carried it for the majority of that period of time. And that is the Benchmade Griptilian. You have a little box. You have a thing in here that comes on there, tells you about the axis lock and the manual. Comes in little bag, and it also has plastic around the knife, but I've since disposed of that. There it is. It is called the Griptilian because of the massive amounts of grippy places, for lack of a better way to describe that. Your scales are made of what they call Valox, or Valox, however you pronounce that. It's basically a variant of glass reinforced nylon. The blade itself is 154 cm. This one is a satin stainless, kind of a stone washing going on up here a little bit. I have noticed that with 154 cm it has a very nice compromise between edge retention and ease of sharpening. I haven't had to really take this thing down a whole lot. Use it depending upon your use. If you strop it every week or so, it'll retain its edge for a good long time. The blade itself is 3.45 inches long. The handle is 4.62, and overall is 8.07, with a weight of 3¼ ounces. And we talked about the grippy places everywhere. You have the nice texturing going on here. You have jimping along here and the spine of the blade itself, along the back, down there, and also down here, because they weren't kidding when they called it a Griptilian. But it will lock your hand into place however you want to use it, whatever kind of grip style you want to have. Your hand's not going anywhere. One of my favorite things about this is the axis lock itself. This is the first knife that I ever bought that had it. This is the first time I ever tried to use it, and it's probably my favorite locking mechanism now. The mechanism itself is all the way at the back, so that you don't have to have your fingers in the way of the blade, which if you're careful, that shouldn't be an issue, but it's just one less thing you have to think about. So if you don't know what the axis lock is, you have these two studs on either side, and they are put in there with Omega springs, which I know some people are a little bit skeptical about, but using this as much as I haven't had any issues with it. And then you have this bar of steel that goes in between, and that's your actual lockup point, if I can figure out where to find this. There we go. And that's a fairly thick piece of steel that's actually your lock holding that blade in place. I have had absolutely no blade play with it from side to side, up and down, front and back, which you shouldn't have front to back if anything. And this has been in my pocket, or on my pocket, every day for a good at least 5 or 6 months. And my only complaint with it is the pocket clip itself, for two reasons. One, you can see it doesn't wear the nicest. I think they just kind of paint it and it'll chip off fairly easily and doesn't wear very well. And the other thing is just the fact that it's not a deep carry. I have come across a couple of those and very much prefer that, just so you're not advertising that you're carrying a knife with you everywhere. But you only have about that much sticking out of your pocket with this, so it's really not too bad. But the most fun thing to do with this is just to flip it out. You can do this all day long. It's one of the nicest actions that I've ever had come out of the box. I didn't have to do anything with this. You have a pivot screw here that you can adjust if you want it to come out a little bit quicker, or if you want it to have a little bit tighter action. And this one just showed up being able to do that without even flicking the wrist, and closing like that. Some of them I have other Benchmades, and some of them this will be the access lock will be a little bit stiff, and the action will be a little bit stiff. And it really just takes a little bit of a break-in, and you're end up with it, and I had to go and mess it up, but you'll end up with it being able to just fly out like that. But this is probably my favorite knife that I've got right now, and it has definitely seen the most use. But there you go, just a quick kind of overview, bringing in a whole new segment to our channel. We'll start talking about knives. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and had a safe and happy holidays. Stay safe, stay armed, and stay free.